Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Oh man, Mr. Fly, Flashy, Jiggy. This nigga here, I'm telling you, Amir Khan. Amir Khan is what I'm talking about. He has revolutionized the whole game. He's not a coach. He's not a player. He's not even an announcer. He's not a referee. He's a goddamn student team manager. He makes sure that the ball is rebounded. He makes sure that the jerseys are folded. He makes sure that there's Gatorade in the glasses. But he's getting nil. He's getting name, image, and likeness deals from the likes of Buffalo Wild Wings, Under Armour, and various other companies. So this is big news. This is huge. This is huge. His school, McNeese, they actually lost against Purdue, but he will forever go on as a legendary hustler in American history. He's practically a ball boy, but he's getting six-figure, name, image, and likeness deals. This is the beauty of America, people. If you haven't noticed it or not, this is the beauty of America, where you can have nothing. You can start from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we here. Amir Khan, they call him Aura. I've been known to have an aura. This one girl, when I was in Starbucks, she said, "Sky, you just have an aura about you." I was like, I know. I just say I know when girls compliment me. I just say I know. But anyway, enough about me. Amir Khan, he's that guy. He was rapping. They say you don't know that song. There's a Ludlow, I can't remember, Dunlow, something crazy. Oh wait. No, she did not. Andretti's asked me, did she give you the box? No, she did not. I got boxed like about a year and a half afterwards. But salute to you, Andretti. Thank you for being on day one. If I'm not talking to anybody else in the world on live, it's gonna be Andretti. So he's one of the realest. We have a history, so he's a real one. He's definitely a real one. All right, back to Amir Khan. Have you heard of Amir Khan? This goddamn hat. This is why I like wearing my black hat. I was just trying out something different. This goddamn hat looks crazy. It's like, is it straight? Is it on straight? All right, I think I got it. Anyway, Amir Khan, a student team manager, got deals, NIL, name, image, and likeness. He has socks that he sold. The Cowboy, you will hear from him, Andretti. Trust me, you will. And during this time period, I mean, if they had won, he's from McLeese State University in Louisiana. They got beat by the Boilermakers, Purdue. I think either yesterday or the day before, but he's still gonna be making money. Doesn't matter to him that they lost. He's gonna get money. He's gonna get paid. The players aren't gonna get paid. Not too many of them have that aura, or where they're not on that level of showing that they are viable, because he had a viral video, had racked up millions of views, and Buffalo Wings came calling, and Under Armour came calling. He has a tracksuit that says Aura on the back, AURA. And he was sitting next to Spike Lee at one of the games. Okay, and Jerry says, "Okay, I see him with the glasses." Exactly, yes, with the glasses, yeah. And he carries around a boombox. It's fitted with Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm trying to get the other. It's more than just Buffalo Wild Wings. So Under Armour. It's a few other things. It's a different some special companies as well. I'm just looking for them. It's hard to find now. Amir Khan. I'm looking for it right now. Amir Khan. Amir Khan. NIL. Okay, so I'm not. Okay, here we go. TickPick, Tops, Insomnia Cookies, PSD, an underwear company, Formula Bot, TurboTax, Fortnite, Rock'em Socks, and GLD, a chain company. So this guy is gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. The players, they did their thing. They were in their course. They shot 3-pointers and did tomahawk dunks and off the backboard and all that fly fancy jiggy nigger shit. Excuse me, I'm cussing on Sunday. Oh my god. But they did all that fancy fly nigga stuff, and he did. All he does is collect sweaty towels and make sure the ball's inflated and all that. Yeah, he's a team manager. So he's the guy that makes sure everybody's packed and has all their gear. Make sure the towels are dry and warm. So he's definitely low tier on the level of being a basketball person for NCAA, but he made a name for himself because of the attention that he garnered around him. I'm sure he's getting some attention from the ladies as well. I'm sure he has, because he has the aura. He has that aura. If you have an aura, usually women will follow you. Maybe the money, but I think it's the reason why he gets the money. That's why I think it is. It's like he's getting paid, but I like to think of it as myself. This is my experience. I was dead broke and naked. I was poor, wretched, pitiful, dead, broke and naked. That's not the full. Is it? I was wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. I think it is, but I was dead, broken, naked. I had a rust bucket. It wasn't even. It was a 10-year-old Saab, but at the time that I bought it, and I had it for another 2 years, and I was working as a trash collector, making $35,000 a year, but I was still with a beautiful snowflake, because that's the best thing. It's like, you don't have, if you don't, some people think, oh, I gotta have the right car, I gotta have the right watch, I gotta have the house, I gotta have the mansion, and then I gotta have a Ferrari, I gotta and then the women will come to me. And that's not how it works. You just have to have a sense of aura about yourself. You have to have a sense of confidence. You have the sense of you can do this. What do you think I'm doing these shows for? I'm not getting any nil yet. I may get some nil someday. I have my 3 sponsors for me. That's about it. That's all I got. Yeah, making more than teachers. This is the they call it the Amir Khan effect. He is McNeese State, the Cowboys have won more games since he's been part of the roster. I mean, does that have anything to do with it? I mean, let's not get mystical. Let's not like say, oh, he's a good luck charm or something crazy like that. But I'm just saying, it's just a fact. He maybe he motivates them. Maybe he creates a better environment for them to facilitate victories, even though they lost to Purdue. But yeah, he's making more than the teachers. The professors are making probably like $80,000, $90,000. He's got $100,000 with all these name, image, and likeness combined. So you got to respect that. I respect him. I put in the showrunner, natural born hustler. He's a natural born hustler. That's a hustle. I mean, get that money. I mean, I'm glad they lifted that whole ban that college kids can't get money from their name, image, and likeness. What kind of bull is that? That makes zero sense. How do you say somebody can't be who they want to be and get money, and they're a grown, they're adult at least. I mean, and their children get money, in entertainment especially, but all in other capacities as well. Sports and finance and whatever the case may be. Hopefully that's not his jewelry. Hold on, I gotta see this. Hold on, I gotta see what you sent me. Hold on. Okay, I'm seeing. I'm looking for the. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that. Yeah, that looks like Cap. That does look like Cap. That looks like Super Cap. That looks like Supreme Cap. And that looks like I I can't. It looks like Cap. It looks like it's not. It looks like it's not real. It looks like it. It could be real, but I'm not. I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical about that jewelry being his and if it's real. But the point is, he's got nil. Oh yeah, it's fake. And Jody said, yeah, it's fake. But yeah, so I'm very skeptical. He's outright saying it's fake. But yes, this is his moment. Get your shine on, because I don't think they're gonna hold on to him too long unless he does something better. He has to become, an assistant coach. He has to become a coach, something. He said, "I look closely." Yeah, you gotta put that diamond tester up to the screen. Put up the metal tester to the screen. See if it's real platinum. Oh man. Yeah, that looks like way too much drip. That would looks like it would cost at least $300,000 to $400,000 if that was real. I mean, come on, let's not kid ourselves, people here. If that were real jewelry, and that was real jewelry, that'd be like $500,000 at least, $250,000. He doesn't have that yet, and his deal's been cleared, but who knows where he's going to be in the next 5-10 years? He may not be. He's probably not going to be the team. Um, he's probably not going to be the team manager anymore. So just imagine that, though. I mean, I just love it. Seems like an American dream to me. That seems like the American dream. You go from zero, nothing, nada, zilch, nil, not even name, image, and likeness. You go from nil to nil, nothing to name, image, and likeness. That's extraordinary to me. I love those kind. I love this. I love this story. This is the big story in all of college sports right now. All in the March Madness. Even though they lost, even though McNeese State, is it McNeese State or is it? Let me make sure I'm saying this right. God damn it. McNeese, yeah, McNeese State University in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I never even heard of them before, to be honest with you. I heard of Purdue Boilermakers. I heard of them before. But I never heard of McNeese State University, the Cowboys, and their motto. Let me see. Their motto is excellence with a personal touch. It's probably a party school. Probably got some fine women. They have various uh, people that graduated from it. Joe Dumars among them, one of the basketball's greatest shooting guards or point guards. He won 2 NBA championships. What was it with the Pistons? He was with the Pistons his entire career for 14 years. So he's definitely one of the greatest Pistons ever. His number 4 was retired by the McNeese State Cowboys and the McNeese and the Detroit Pistons. Okay, so enough about him. Enough about him. Enough about Joe Mars. Dumars. He's a good guy, but we gotta stay focused on Amir Khan. This is a brown, falafel eater. This is this is this is what is that called? I can't even think of it right now. I can't even be hateful. Can't even think of it, but he's falafels. So we have to respect him though. We have to respect his grizzly. We have to respect that grind. How come none of you niggas or you crackers? How come none of y'all got these NIL deals? How many teams are there? There's like dozens. There's literally thousands of colleges, and in the NCAA tournament, there's dozens of teams. How many other state team managers managed to get to an NIL? He had what they used to call the drip, or they used to call the swag, is now the aura. But I've had the aura for all my life. I was the best all-around male in my high school. I was the best male on my team in Starbucks. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I really am. I'm just saying. You have to say that. You have to be like Allen Iverson. You have to be like Jordan. You have to be, and I position Allen Iverson and Jordan together because it's like Allen Iverson once said, "You walk on the court, you have to be the greatest player ever. You have to be the greatest player of all time." He walked on the court with the greatest player of all time on multiple occasions, and he crossed him over famously, put up the shot, made it. That was like the passing of the torch in a sense of a new generation, So that's the kind of mentality you have to have all the time. You have the aura. That's what you have to do. You have to attract women. I attract. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to brag and boast and be braggart. But I'm just trying to give you, whoever is listening or watching this, facts so that you can go into the real world, into life, and be someone of character, someone of worthy of being worshipped by a woman. And I have been worshipped mentally and physically by a woman, by women actually. So I guess this Amir Khan guy probably has that same aura about him. He's like he's got confidence. He's got that. We used to call it back in my day. I'm 36 years old. Back in my day, we used to call it swag. If you had swag, you had it on the back. You had swag. Now you gotta have. It was bling. First it was bling, but that was mostly about jewelry. They call it bling, but then it was swag. Then it was drip, and now it's aura. He's got the aura. Everybody's got the, or what they call charisma. Riz. She has the riz. He has the riz. I didn't go that far. I didn't attend to the Riz part, but I know what drip and swag and aura are. Now, so we have these nil deals. Who else is somebody suffering? Somebody's just suffering out there. Somebody's salty. Somebody's hating. He don't deserve no NIL. he's just a team manager. What does he got to do with getting it? And I'm talking about somebody in NCAA, not talking about the audience, not talking about you and I, not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody in the conferences and in the NCAA. Who does he think he is? He's just he's getting money. I got money. I got money. I'm getting deals. Or somebody that's not getting a deal, not getting those $100,000 checks. Or not $100,000 checks, but probably $45,000, $60,000 checks. All he's gonna do is just pay for his. If I understand it right, please correct me. But all he's gonna do is pay for student loans and his tuition costs, fees. That's all that's probably gonna happen. I can't imagine much else, that he's probably gonna be thinking about. But yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was funny. I thought that was very interesting. I thought that was the American dream. I thought that was wonderful. I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. It made me laugh. It made me smile. I thought that was a good story. I think that's a great story, Amir Khan. Amir Khan is putting out for himself. You know, is Donald Trump going to be looking at him? He's like Amir Khan. That doesn't sound like a very American name. Are we going to deport him too? Like just goofy stuff like that. He's probably I'm sure he's an American citizen, born here. Doesn't sound like the traditional WASP name. No, it doesn't sound like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant name, Amir Khan. No, not at all. But the aura, the support, the presentation, the power behind his ability to fashion an entire network of various multinational companies like what I say, TickPick, Tops. Tops relates to a trading card of Khan. It's crazy. Insomnia Cookies, Buffalo Wings, Wild Wings, excuse me, on Thursday posted a video of Khan rapping as he led the team through this tunnel, carrying a boombox and blazing with the company logo. I saw that. He was going through the hallway. I saw that they're snaking their way through the hallways. The Buffalo Wild Wings boombox. It's crazy. You gotta love that though. I love it. It's beautiful to me. I think that's great. It's an excellent example of capitalism, value for value, trading value for value. The government protecting your rights to pursue your entrepreneurial gains. That's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I think with him being so forthright and not let me be meek and mild and modest and humble and everything. He's like, nah, I got the boombox. I told you I can rap this song. I can rap this whole song. Yeah, that's what got him those deals because he was rapping the song, and they're like, and I was like, okay, you got millions. You racked up millions of views. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this stand nigga a shot. We're gonna give him a shot. Um, that really boosted his ego. I hope he went from he went from humble circumstances. He may not be humble, but his circumstances are. I've been in humble circumstances without being humble. I've always been egoistical, not egotistical. The T means that you're above yourself and you haven't earned it. I'm above myself because I've earned it. That's the difference. It's a fine line, but it's very distinct. It's very distinct. All right, so Amir Khan is an American hero. He's an American business hero, I say. Um, he finessed. This is called finesse. This is what you call finesse. He finessed corporate entities like Buffalo Wild Wings and Tops and TickPick to give him money because of his popularity. Just because he was just known. He's on the internet and his profile blew up. Some people have 20 million views and don't have any deals with multiple corporations and companies. I don't know how many millions of views he has. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find. Let me see this video. That has 137,000, 13,000. He was a viral sensation. Upset or oh, that's crazy. I can't find a video. I don't want to waste time, but I'm just looking at all the different who's so they're out of it. Nice State University. They're out of it right now. So there's probably going to be another person that's going to come up and take um Amir Khan's spot. Excuse me. So I just say, hey, he he he, he he's blessed, and not by God or anything like that. I'm just saying he's fortunate. He's very fortunate to get these deals. It's not easy. You have to do something extraordinary, especially if you're a goddamn team manager. You have to do something extraordinary like he did. He just had this bravado, this bravura, this confidence, this swag, drip, bling, aura about him, and it just exuded from him. He was able to show that. So they're like, see if we can't profit off this nigga, sand nigga. See if we can't make a few dollars off of him and get we'll chip him off a few dollars in the making. We'll make millions. He'll make a few 100,000, something like that. That's how business is. That's how it is. If you have like say somebody like LeBron James, he has $1 billion, right? That means he made somebody else $5 or $10 billion. At Nike or on the court in the NBA, something like that. He's made them hundreds of millions of dollars more than his $1 billion. Billions of dollars more. It's facts. That's just the name of the game. That's just the reality. That's just facts. That's just the reality. Um, I think with Amir Khan, he represents something that is larger, not than himself, but just the NIL deals because they are like a benchmark. They're like a representative of what he can do, of his skills, of his abilities, and his truth. And that's what I think is so profound is the fact that he's able to create a space where he's able to get money, still be the team's manager, and still and do what he wants. He's probably going to work on 501. That's what he has to do. That's the next step for him. It's 501c3 companies. If he can do 501c3 companies, that's going to be a good look because he's going to be able to write that off as a tax on his taxes. He's going to be able to ensure that his money is well used and well spent because of whatever causes he may enjoy. I would say Ayn Rand Institute. I would say Snitch Network, but that's just me. I don't even know if he's ever heard of Ayn Rand Institute or the Snitch Network, but he should know about them. That's just me though. I'm sidelining now, but um, yeah. So I think if we have the opportunity as Amir Khan was afforded, we have to take advantage of it. You have to take advantage of it. You step into the limelight and say, "It's my time to shine." You got to shine on your own. Nobody's gonna hold your hand. Nobody's gonna pat you on the back and push your butt. And, pause. Nobody's gonna do that for you. You gotta do it your own self. And he did. They showed him sitting down at the desk, signing off on all the different deals. I think that, is extraordinary to me. I think that is beautiful. Just the fact that this young man, I don't know, I think he's an American. I want to say he's an American. Where was here? Well, that's a totally different Amir Khan. I think he's completely American. I think he's completely American. I think they would have said somewhere else. So salute to Amir Khan. So I appreciate him. All right. Next topic. Okay. This is interesting because this just happened to me today. I was in church and I was thinking, my last girlfriend, was an atheist. And I wonder what she would have thought of if I took her to church. This morning, this lovely little flower, she just happened to say good morning, and like the way she said it, I was like, good morning. It's like I was looking at her, and she was very attractive young lady. Um, my question is, do you take your girl to church? Do you go to church with your girl? Do you? And this is the or not even like wife and child. I'm just like budding relationships. You're are you an atheist? Are you a believer? What are you? And do you take your girl to church? What happens? I mean, some people wait till New Year's night, and they go to the watch service. I think that's what they call it, the watch service. And it's usually at midnight, and then they have like a little service, and then everybody goes home after that. But yeah, but do you take your girl to church on a regular basis? Do you read the scriptures? Do you read Nehemiah? Do you read Leviticus and Deuteronomy? The Old Testament, not even the New Testament, not even the Gospels, the Old Testament. And from what I learned from this church that I go attend, Jesus has been in the midst since the beginning, since Genesis. Notice that. Notice that. Jesus has been in the midst since the beginning of time. He's been at the right hand of Father all these years. He just was sent down to heaven, brought back, sent down again, then went back into heaven, and there he's there chilling for the next, time he gets out. I don't believe any of that. It's mythology. It's Christian mythology. I have nothing to do with that. I'm totally against it, but I respect those who do believe in that. I respect their idealism, just as long as they don't force it upon me. You can persuade me or try to persuade me. You're gonna fail every time, but you can try to persuade me to believe in God and the whole notion of deities or anything like that. I mean, it's not even just faith, as in the traditional thing. We think about faith. It could be atoms. It could be just bodies. People worship. Just the human frame, not even the human capacity for spirit. Or the integration of spirit and body, but just see people as just collection of atoms, you know. So, but that's the question. Do you take your girl to church? Do you go to church with her regularly? Do you sit down for at least an hour, maybe an hour or two, maybe 3 hours, depending on what kind of church you go to? Do you sit down and listen to somebody preach? And I love the preacher today he was up my out. He was a finance dude. He was talking about money the whole time. He was talking about, they had different scriptures from the good book. I don't know if it's the good book, but they call it that. Uh, and they all related to money. They all related to finances, and of course they do their, way of saying things. Your kingdom building, your offering, you're doing your tithes. They have different ways of saying, give us the money, just hand it over. Like, let's not play. We don't got no taxes to pay. We don't pay no taxes. We don't got to pay a damn tax. So we can do all kind of projects. I mean, there's still the building fund that's been going on since 1987. People doing the building fund since back then. So when you take your girl to church, is she in the Bible? Is she reading? Is she highlighting? Is she listening to it, or is she on her phone flipping through Instagram, scrolling, scrolling, looking at cat videos? What's going on with her? What is she doing? Is she looking intently at the pastor as he or she is delivering the message of the Lord, or is she just well, I gotta go and dragging me to church. I don't really want to be here. And she believes in God. She believes in God, but she wants to be out. She wants to be with, say, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Yeah, well, and have that just be it, and just keep moving. But she's still steady scrolling Instagram, Snapchat, blues. Was it Blue Sky? X. You know, I mean, if I the next girl I get, next woman, I maybe I put that should put that in the and I mean I put lady friend. No, girl is more direct, but I don't. It sounds weird. Do you take your lady friend to church? Yes. Okay. So you take your lady friend to church. And you see, this is what could be. I want to have. If I do get married and have children, I want it to be open. I don't want to say, look, I'm going to teach you about atheism and being, somebody that's a non-believer. No, I'm going to say, look, these are these faiths. This is what your grandparents know, and your auntie know. This is what they subscribe to. They're completely for it. If you want to be for it, that's all for you. I'm gonna let that be, the ticket. Let that be, you know, available to them. Not trying to find them in a position where they're not able to say, "Oh, my dad's an atheist. I got to be an atheist too." No, not at all. Not at all. And mom and mommy might be an atheist too. My wife, the mother of my child, she may not be a believer either. She'll probably be an atheist. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. I want to have an objectivist wife. A wife who happens to subscribe to and who has uh, integrated and applied the principles of objectives into her life. That's what I'm going to be on the lookout for. Maybe in the next time I go to Ocon, but yeah. So I think it's irrational that we look at this as such, because you take your lady friend to church. And she's like, "Oh yeah, hallelujah." She's in it. She's in it. And then when you get home, it's like, "Well, what the f is wrong with you, nigga? You ain't near." Well, you weren't saying what the f is wrong with you, nigga, at the church. Why is this getting all hype and crazy right now? What's going on right now? What's happening? Why the change of mind? Why the change of tone and all that? That's what makes it very interesting. Is the fact that we have women who are they'll be one-sided, and then when they get to church, hallelujah, yes, sister, yes, yes, in the name of God, hallelujah, yes. And they get outside the church, goes, girl, this mother effer, and this son of a this goddamn, but believe in God. Oh, we'll pray. But that's it. That's what's weird and strange, but that's what happens. So, do you take your girl to church? Do you engage in the scriptures? You go. I mean, there's there's growth track from the church that I attend. There's I think there's like adult and relationship you know meetings and meetups and stuff like that, and conventions. I think they have something like that. So does she get into the word? Does she get unto the Lord? Does she render what's the Lord's and render what is Caesar's? Does she separate church and state? Is she like Donald Trump? Is she like not really, not really, not really? He's not really into the church. He's not really in the Bible. He's not really in the spirit. He'll say, "Oh yeah, I like all." Like when they asked him, what were his favorite verses? He said something to the effect of, "Oh, I like all of them. All of them. I love every Bible verse." And that was just really to, secure the Bible vote, to secure the Southern Baptist vote, the believer vote. All those white Christians. That was his way of doing it. He's a deal maker. He knows how to make the deal. Oh, I read all of them. He didn't say like Luke 6:24 or or six. I should say it's 6:27 or Matthew 5:44. Those are my two favorite scriptures. Look up Luke 6:40. Look up Luke 6:27 and Matthew 5:44. They're virtually the same exact scripture. And there's other scriptures that are sprinkled in, even in the Old Testament, that hint at this, but this is made explicitly by Jesus, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the Sermon on the Mount. Um, but yeah, so Luke 6, well, Matthew 5:44 and Luke 6:27. Look up those two um scriptures. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put it in. Let me see if I can put it in. Yeah, I can put it in. I'll put it in the chat, live chat. For everybody that's wondering, viewers are going down, but that's fine too. Wait a minute. I'm gonna get this out of here. Hold on. I thought it was just like one. Hold on. What the hell? That's all I wanted. What the hell? I'm trying to see if I can do this. All right, it's not happening. All right, so do you take your lady friend to church? Did she look at other girls and think, look like she just smell boiled eggs? Did she come in stunting, styling, profiling? She has the nails done, the hair did, and she's wearing the high heels. What's she doing? She coming with the mini skirt, or is she coming in with sneakers and jeans and a t-shirt like this lovely flower did for me earlier today? That's what I want to know. 'Cause that's the new swag. That's the new aura. Now, most women come in, very relaxed, very casual. Some of them wear a dress and a skirt or something like that, very prim and proper, and whatever the case may be. Some of them are very very extremely casual. They wear like I said, those jeans and sneakers and maybe a halter top or you know uh, maybe not a halter top, but a shirt and a sweater or something like that. Is she wearing that to church? What is she wearing? What is she doing? What do you do with that? How do you react to that? How do you perform? Do you argue in the car like I didn't like I didn't like what that did she say I didn't like what the pastor said today. I didn't like how he was talking. He was talking about money the whole time. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, what is the root of all money? Nobody who asked that? Who asked what is the root of all money? Everybody says, "Oh, the root of all evil is money. The love of money is all." Oh, well, love, which is to value something, so you would value money, right? So I'm still confused. I mean, I'm not confused, but this is an interesting proposition. It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." For the love of money is the root of all evil. For the love of money. The love of money is meaning that you value something that you hot is your highest value. Money is a high value. It is the lifeblood of any civilized socio-economic system. And to the root of all money is of course the mind, thought, reason. That is the root of all money. I'm getting all this from Ayn Rand, getting this from her book, Atlas Shrugged. Read it, and you'll get to that passage. I'm not going to tell you who said it, but get to that passage, and you'll fully understand, or you'll understand better what that really means. I definitely encourage you to be very guarded with what you do and how you do it in church because she's going to be watching you. She's going to be seeing you if you take notes, if you're reading the Bible, if you're flipping the pages, if you're listening intently to the pastor, and she's going to be like, "Hey, this nigga really, really, you know, taking into this." I didn't know. I mean, I knew he didn't believe in God, but damn, he's giving respect. And that's all I do. I take in the word, I take in the message because it's fact. It's the largest thing in the world. Faith. Faith may not be in, like I said, with Christians, Muslims, and Jews. It could be within atoms. It could be within a spaceship. It may be in it. Whatever it is, it's all the same. It's all the same. That's why there's reason to combat all of that. And to not only combat it, but champion the idea of the mind. That's what reason is there for. So I think if you do take your lady friend to church, I think it's impossible. I think it's possible that you both form a closer bond together because of the fact that you're able to discern which is which. You're able to discern, like I said with my children. If I do have children, they're definitely not going to be force fed atheism or the idea of being a non-believer. So like, hey, once they reach that age, 4, 5, 6, definitely by 7 and 8, it's definitely cooked. You're definitely cooked by 7 and 8. It could be a little bit longer, could be a little bit earlier, but usually 7 and 8 is like the age of reason, and you have that planted in your mind that who you are and what you're going to be, and it takes time to deprogram that, like I did, because I was seriously into the church. I was like, oh, I want to be saved. I want to go to heaven. I want to be, meet God and Jesus and other people that died, and it just made. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't knock people. You can't. I mean, you can knock them, but you have to correct them. But you can understand. You have to empathize with them because it's like burning, flaming, torture, horrible, vicious hell or heaven, where people that you once knew are there, and Jesus is there, and God is there, and it's wonderful. Sun and the clouds and everything is beautiful there. What kind of deal is that? That's not even a deal. That's like, duh, I'm signing up for that. And Jesus, I mean, not even like the other face, but Jesus, it's like I can do all this crazy crap, in my life, mess up my life completely, mess up other people's lives, and I can still go to heaven. Let me sign up. Let me sign up right now. I'm signing up for that. Give me that. That's what it's like. People on death row are given the opportunity to say, "Oh well, I did murder a family of 7, and I raped about 16 kids, and I did bomb that hospital, but dadgummit, I think I want to, go to heaven." And they'll be like, "Did you confess, my son? Did you confess to the Lord?" And they're like, "Yeah, I did. Yeah. All right, well, you're going to heaven. All right, flip the switch, or put the injection in." Put in the gas chamber. Fire. Do they do fire? I was asked this before. No one answered me. Do they do firing squads anymore? I don't know if they do firing. I know they don't do hangings. They used to do hangings. The last hanging was in Delaware in 1996. So I don't know. But anyway, do you take your lady friend to church? Do you sit her down? Are you close? You're not even in the back. You're in the front row seats. Do you enjoy the experience of church? The meet and greet, the talk about tithes and offering, especially today. This is like an extended version of that. The pastor, he was assistant pastor. Our main pastors are away in Israel. Salute to Israel. Go Israel. Um, but they are definitely, they're definitely geared towards, the dollar sign. I mean, I remember there was a Time magazine um, cover that said something along the lines of does God want you to be rich? Maybe, duh. Yes, he wants you to be rich so you can pay him. that's that's the point of the church. You have these mega churches. The mega church is defined as a 5,000 occupants per week. That's a mega church. At least 5,000 occupants of the premises per week. That's a mega church. Anything less is a goddamn shame. No, it's just not the same. It's not the same. So when you take your lady friend to church, do you interact with other people? Does she interact with other people? Does she say hello? Does she say God bless you? Does she say amen? Does she do a prayer? Does she, does the sign of the cross? Spectacles, testicles, press private the wallet. Um, and that is something we have to contend with too, because Jesus did not die on a cross; he died on a post. That has to be stated. So that was the branding. That was the branding moment. Like they saw, oh, they got the star, David. Oh, they got the crescent moon and the star. I don't know the timing. I don't know. I think Christianity came before Islam. I can't remember. I can't. I do not get me started with that. I'm not the one. I'm not your main source. But I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, like, oh, they got a crescent and a moon, a crescent moon and a star. We got to think of something, man. We can't just have an eye. Can't just have a pole. Just go. We gotta say, oh, he stretched his arms. He stretched them wide for me. He died. Oh my God, that's perfect. Like it's just branding. It's simple branding. So does she wear? Does your lady friend? Does she wear? A necklace around her neck. That's and a pendant that shows the hatred of the cross. Does she show off, her ideals about the church and things like that? I had a girlfriend, oh my gosh, she got mad at me. She was like, "No, no, you don't get it." I was talking about RoboCop. I was like, "RoboCop is really just a story of Jesus. If you ever pay attention to it," she's like, "No, that's like a comic book version. I don't want to talk about that. That's not right." I was like, "No, you just really have to look at it. Just that's facts. It's not even like I was trying to diss him or anything. I was just trying to something false. It's the truth. If anybody watched RoboCop, the he becomes a cyborg because he's killed brutally, and he's literally raised from the dead again. I mean, as a new form. I mean, that would sound familiar. I mean, that's what happens. So that is, the reality and the facts behind all of that. That's the truth. You know, Not a lot of people want to recognize the truth, but that's it. So if your lady friend, if she is able to, and I'm being very loose, because it sounds weird. Do you take your woman to church, and then you say your girl? I said, it's weird, but I say your lady friend. I'm gonna keep the lady friend. See how that goes. But yeah. So I I would, if I had a girlfriend, I would take her to church. If I had a girlfriend, I would take her to church and make sure she was an atheist. I'm not gonna date a believer. I don't think ever again. I dated my last girl was an atheist, and my next girl is probably gonna be an atheist too. So I want to take her to church. I want to take her to church. I want to take her to a place of um, understanding. Take her to a place of healing. Take her to a place of scheming. Get at that dollar. Show her how to get out of the dollar. And that's why I said it was so beautiful about today's sermon. Because he's on point. It was the first sermon I think I heard and remembered in a long time. Excuse me. Because he was just saying, point after point was, yeah, money is this and money is that, and you got to have money for expenses. And back when I was in the financial days, he's just going back to the whole time about money. Is she very focused on the task of understanding the machinations of the church, of the tithes and offerings? Does she give 10%? Do you give 10%? I don't give 10%. If I become a member, yeah, I'll definitely break off 10%. But now I'm not a member. I'm just a visitor, a long time visitor, like a long time caller, first time. I always say long time listener, first time caller. That's pretty much what I am. I think I'm a first time listener, no, never time, payer. Never paid the church, that church anyway. And that's an interesting thing too. They have a system where it's like there's no guilt or pressure, and churches like Baptist churches, there's a little pressure there. There's a little push, there's a little nudge, just like especially if you have to get up and go around and get the plate, and they have to pay at the front, and you're sitting in the pew. They're like, "Damn, he ain't got no money. He put no money for God. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? Why is she putting no money in the plate?" But sometimes if people are just looking at the plate being passed around, see that goes to a different level. That goes to a totally different level. So I think it is wise to take your lady friend to church. You get a different experience. There was a totally different experience than I have now. I think they're called part of the ARC churches, ARC. They have a very streamlined sense. They have this, if you're in there at 8:30 and they have what do they have? They have people. They have various people. They have various people. They have the praise and worship and praise team. They have the church announcements. Some of the pastor's notes, and it's right into scripture. And then they get out. And you're done by 10, 9:05, 9:57, something like that. I looked at the clock. He started at 8:30 and it was done by 9:57. Everything was done by 9:57. I was like, God, that was crazy. But take your lady friend to church, have her experience it, have the knowledge of God. If she doesn't have the following or the belief system in a deity such as he or she, um, still allow her if especially if she's never really attended churches before. Um, Definitely get her acquainted with it, just to give her a sense of where you came from if you grew up in the church and she did not. All right, so thank you all. I appreciate everybody, especially Andretti. Salute my day one. Salute to Andretti. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much for your time and your comments. They are much appreciated. I will see you all sometime tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care.